Health it is. Health it is.
Health and wellness. Health is something that there's only, in my opinion, from my perspective, there's certain health topics that you talk about, and there's certain health topics that you don't talk about in society. Let me give you some examples. When people have cancer, they tell people, and it's a normal thing to talk about. Mm-hmm. If you have, I don't know, any of the, what's the most common disease besides cancer? Is it heart disease?
Heart attacks, heart disease, yes.
That it's okay to talk about that. But when we have, like I have a minor health thing going on. I consider it minor, although it takes its toll on you after a while. So I have been low on iron for the last 15 years. Since I had my twin boys.
I hear my wife.
Yeah. For the last 15 years, I've just always been a little lower than I should be. And I fall under the anemic category. And so they finally pinned me down to do iron infusions. And I've gotten 2 out of 5, and I feel so much better.
That's a good thing.
The energy level has gone up. I've been a little bit fatigued because the infusions, you got something going into your bloodstream and it can wear you out a little bit, but it's the good kind of wear me out. And so it's something that I wanted to talk about because we're both going through something health-wise, and it's okay to put it out there that you are recovering from it. You're going to be better for having gone through it. And maybe you have a health something or other going on, and just it's okay to talk about it.
It is okay to talk about. Mm-hmm. And it's so interesting how all of these things are so intertwined. Tamika, you with your iron, mm-hmm. my wife has done something similar.
Yes.
And the burst of energy that comes from getting that iron back into the blood.
Oh, yeah.
And I can remember when my wife first did that the first time, because she had really run herself down. Mm-hmm. And the color was back in her cheeks the next day, and she's busting through the house, and she's doing this and doing that. And I remember telling her, Chris, you only rented that.
Yes.
That's not yours.
Yeah.
So please be careful. But something that intrigued me before I jump into my health issue was when you said it's relatively minor. And yes, it is, I guess, on the eternal scheme of things. But when we stop and think about it, something as simple as an iron deficiency anemia, where we're low on our iron, mm-hmm. can have tremendous impact on the rest of your life.
That's true.
Iron in the red blood cells is what collects the oxygen in your lungs and expels the carbon dioxide.
Yeah.
That oxygen is necessary to go through your body for metabolism. Mm-hmm. And the way you think about metabolism is think about a fire. Okay, if we don't have enough oxygen, you don't get much flame. Mm-hmm. So we have to have that iron, we have to have that oxygen, okay, to give us the energy. That's why you were low, you had too much carbon dioxide.
Yeah.
So it is important. The second thing is you were talking about how that has changed, and it struck me. Mm-hmm. There's certain things that you don't talk about, and there are certain things that you do talk about with health.
Yeah.
And that's true, but in my lifetime, that has changed dramatically.
Yes.
Okay, first of all, I see commercials on television for guys who are my age that I can sign up, get a doctor's prescription over the phone, and for $10, she's going to like it too.
Right. Yeah.
That was never talked about. People are much more open in talking about emotional, mental conditions.
Yes.
We're much more willing to have that discussion today than they were. I mean, in my day, people with a problem were taken to Torrance.
Yeah.
That was, right. You didn't talk about that.
No.
People who had people like our Dennis, who has Downs. Those people were literally shunned. They were kept in the house and kept hidden away. So it's much more open today, which is a good thing.
About that, I did not know until I had a geriatric pregnancy with my daughter. I was 38 or almost 40. But anyway, they tested me they said Down syndrome is completely random. And there's no rhyme or reason, but they tested her to, I guess people want to know beforehand, and they're able to do that. But I did not know that was...
Like any other piece of equipment, it wears down. Your ability to split those chromosomes and move everything around becomes a little tough, a little hard to do.
Yeah.
So, but that was kind of interesting to me too, because we are far more open, and yet we have a tendency, I think, each of us with our own health condition, nothing, which kind of got me into trouble.
Tell us about your health condition.
So I have had neuropathy. I don't feel anything in my feet for the past 50 years. And not because I'm diabetic, because I was dumb when I was a kid and lifted something too heavy and I ruptured a disc in my low back and I just lost all the sensation in my feet. Which means that little things that can go wrong with your feet, I don't necessarily pay attention to because I don't feel it, so I don't look. I mean, who looks at their feet every night before they go to bed? No one. Yeah. So I picked up probably about a year ago in my right foot an infection in the second toe, the one next to the big toe on my right foot. It became so infected that I had to have it amputated. So, okay. And I got over it and I'm doing well. And the other day I had a little thing pop up on the bottom of my big toe or second toe on my left foot, where there was a callus underneath there and it was bothering me and it had cracked and it was catching on my socks. And without thinking, I just reached down, took the clippers and I just clipped that little piece of flesh off, not realizing that I had clipped it deep enough that I was able to pick up some bacteria in there. And next thing I know, I've got an infection on this toe and I go here in another week or so to get that one cut off. And my wife was very upset with me. First of all, why didn't I tell her about it? Well, I didn't tell her about it because I knew I was going to get yelled at. Secondly, I had already passed through that upset and was at the point of acceptance. I am where I am, health-wise, weight-wise, mentally, financially. I am where I am because of the decisions I've made. I have chosen to be in this place, and this is where I am. And for me, that acceptance makes this tolerable.
Amen. I like how you put that you've accepted it.
What are you going to do?
Right.
I can cry, but it's not going to fix the toe.
Right.
So.
One thing I do want to say, and you can do this privately or not, but I think sometimes crying about it, as silly as that might sound, it's okay.
Absolutely.
Even if you do it in the shower, privately, whatever. But sometimes it's the shock. I know for me, it would be the shock of if I were in your situation, like, but that's just me.
It is. And this is so interesting to me because it ties in so much with what we do.
Yeah.
As a chiropractor, especially. All right. And this is just so bizarre because chiropractors oftentimes are misunderstood by the general public. Okay. As a chiropractor, everyone thinks, okay, he's going to crack my bone and I'm going to feel better. Okay. That's the impression.
Oh, yeah. One time,
boom, we're done.
Yeah.
And yes, moving a vertebra can make a sound, pop, crack, whatever you want to call it. And yes, there is an immediate release of dopamine and there's an immediate release of serotonin. So you get this real good feeling. Thank you. I'll call you later. And you walk out and you say, well, pain's gone. See you later, doc. I don't need you.
Right.
Everyone thinks it's a one and done. But what people don't realize is that the vertebra misalignment, which is so small, it's not that it's out. You can't see it. We're talking about a millimeter.
Oh, yeah.
It's very tiny. But that vertebral misalignment is actually a symptom. It's not the cause.
Wow.
Right?
Okay.
So how many times when you sprain an ankle did you put a wrap on it and the next day were able to go and run and play? It doesn't work that way.
Right.
How many times when you had a cold did you take a NyQuil and get up the next day and it was completely gone?
Yeah.
When the doctor gives you a script, he gives you a bottle with about 30 of them.
Right. Sure.
So, chiropractic doesn't necessarily work that way. Our health doesn't work that way. And everything is a chain reaction. And one of the things, I'm getting ready to do a talk for some teachers in the school district at home here. And one of the things I want to talk about is how everything is related. If I have an emotional stress at home, if I have teenagers, if I have marital stress, okay, I'm going to end up with tension in the back of my neck.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to end up with a headache. I'm going to draw my shoulders forward. I'm not going to breathe as well. I'm not going to have as much air. I'm going to be low on energy.
Good point.
Okay,
Yeah.
and this whole thing spirals
Oh,
downhill.
yeah.
Moving the other way, if I have flat feet, all right, my arches roll in. As my arches roll in, it rolls my knees in. As that happens, it rolls my hips back out, which then makes me kind of lean forward to take the pressure off, but I have to lean back in the mid-back so I don't fall on my face, which then makes me come forward here. And the whole thing,
Oh, yeah.
a flat foot can lead to a headache.
Yeah.
Everything is related, and that goes even from the chemical stress. Things can happen this way.
Sure.
Diseases can happen this way. Healthcare is so intertwined and interrelated with everything going on. It's just, you can't perform at your best if you're not at your best, physically, mentally, emotionally. Can't do it.
And that's why we practice what we preach here at the Next Level Now.
Well, at least we try.
We are, everyone's going through something, and we just happen to be experiencing some health situations. But it actually just kind of proves the point of everything is intertwined, everything is everything. And with that, I would like to tie it into what it is that we do here at the Next Level Now. When it comes to the things that we teach, you with the health and wellness and the 5 pillars of success and things like that, you have to stay in practice.
Absolutely.
With communication, before you arrived here today, I hadn't done any videos. You know my little videos that I put up? I haven't done a video since I started my iron infusions, which was Monday. So 5 days ago. And boy, did I get rusty on my videos. I usually know what to say, and I shoot, 1 or 2 videos, and but maybe by the second or third take, I've got something solid. Not today. But we have to stay in rotation.
You do. We have to be constantly working on it. You watch some of these guys as athletes. For me, that's the easy parallel. Okay, and I know Pittsburghers, I'm going to swear. Tom Brady. Probably one of the most prolific, outstanding quarterbacks in my lifetime.
Sure.
And this guy was a nobody in college. Yeah. No one knew about him. But he practiced and he practiced and he practiced and he practiced what he knew to do, which was, he ate right. He'd practice a bunch of times on just the simple basics and became very, very proficient at it. Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods was amazing. This guy would come off of an 18-hole tournament day and he'd go out and he'd hit 100 chips, 100 drives, and 100 putts. I challenge you to next time to go out and hit 300 that way after playing 18. Let's see what you do.
So going back to everything is everything, marital strife and Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
And how when he was going through it with his wife.
When the driver ended up in the windshield of the car. Yeah.
And not to laugh at that situation, but everybody was like, what's going on? Mm-hmm. But, when there's strife,
it comes up
plays
as
out.
Stress.
Yes.
And it has an effect on your health. Mm-hmm. You cannot have outside forces acting on you without having some type of neurologic or hormonal response. And you think nerves are fast? Hormones are faster.
Wow.
Much faster. That's why that system is there.
Yeah.
It's much faster. It's instantaneous.
Wow.
So it's incredible, and it has a tremendous impact. But in talking about that with health, and you mentioned the practice, mm-hmm. and it's interesting because that's what they call what we do in, it's a practice. Mm-hmm. But we have to be committed to that practice. Mm-hmm. We have to be all in.
Yes.
And to be all in, and we can kid ourselves a lot of times.
Yes. Playing the games
inside the head. Oh yeah, I'm all in. Are you? I came home from school. My mom and dad, I was living at home with them. And coming out of school, you have so much buzzing through your head.
Yeah.
And I said, you guys, you've got to go on a fast with me, because if we go on a fast, we're going to be healthy. And I'm just a mile a minute. Well, my dad, because he's chiropractor also, he's catched on to what I'm saying, and he's all in right like that.
Yeah.
My mom, not wanting to be left out, says, sure, I'll do it too. So we went on a 7-day lemon water only fast.
Oh, yeah.
That's all we did.
Yeah.
And then after we were coming out of the fast, we were to break it with a little bit of fruit, fruit juices, then to the fruit, and then slowly back into the vegetables and back into the meat, kind of stepping out of it. It was going to take another 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
So we're going through this, and I'm talking to my dad. How do you feel, Dad? He says, I feel amazingly good. He says, I have a lot of energy. And we're like on day 3 of this fast. I said, me too. So I happened to go into the cupboard where snacks are always hidden in my mom and dad's house. And I looked, there's a package of cookies. Nope. And I shut the door because I'm going to practice. I'm going to stay with it. Mm-hmm. Came back the next day and I opened it up, and the cookies had been opened. And there's a few missing. Shut the door. And we're nearing the end of the fast. Hey, I've lost, 4 or 5 pounds. Dad, yeah, me too. Mom, I didn't lose any weight. I went over and I opened up that cupboard. Those cookies were gone. They were gone. So practice means being all in. Mm-hmm. But to me, practice also means you have to be willing to try something that's uncomfortable.
Yes.
Who are you going to listen to? You're going to listen to that brain of yours that's been trained this way that says, I can still sneak that cookie. Mm-hmm. Or are you going to say, no, I'm going to listen to this source over here and I'm going to try this. I'm going to go for those few days without.
Yeah.
It's hard to be that kind of committed.
It's a challenge. And you might not get it right the first time or the second time or even the third time, but as long as you don't give up, if the goal is to reach a destination, how many times do you fall, but how many times do you get back up?
That's
and
it.
You've got to get back up.
Ed Milet, one of my favorite guys to listen to, podcast.
Yeah.
Just one more.
Yes.
Just one more.
One more.
What was it he said the other day in one of those videos that he doesn't do 10 reps on the bench presses, but he's done a whole bunch of just one more. So
there you go.
he did his 10 and he did just one more. And that's the level of commitment that you need. If you're not all in, if you're not 100%, then you're not going to get to where you want to be.
No. With that being said, I'd like to talk just briefly about, you and I have talked about the courses that we're going to be putting out there. Mm-hmm. Can you talk about some of the courses that you'd like to do, just to kind of whet people's appetite and say, okay, this is what's coming?
My courses are, naturally, I want to do stuff with health. And I will try to infuse as much health as I can into almost any of the courses that I offer. But I'm not looking at myself so much as a teacher as much as I'm looking at as a coach, which means that I'm not really going to be giving you a whole bunch of answers. I'm going to be helping you find your own answers and guiding you through that process.
Amen.
That's more what I'm really interested in doing. But we can talk about weight loss. We can talk about just general health and coach you through that. We can talk about being successful and what it takes to become successful. What are some of the steps that would be involved? We can talk about, how to become a little more comfortable. This is more, I'm kind of crossing into your realm now a little bit, but a little bit on how to become a better leader. Okay, how to step up your game on that aspect. And that has to do with confidence and communication and so many things. And sometimes it's easy to get overwhelmed on that. And that keeps us from taking that step. And those are the things. Courses, we would have those, of course, available with a course. Those, the way I'm envisioning it is I have them all pre-recorded.
Okay.
And those pre-recorded courses, then you would be able to purchase, and you'd have them to, just like a book, you could at your leisure.
Yes.
Coaching is probably more where I would feel comfortable because that's more interactive. Those can be done one-on-one, or they could be done in a group, or they could be done the way I'm envisioning it with you and I both. You're getting double coaches. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
So those are the things I think I'd like to see start off with. Way out in the future, we can do webinars, we could do live events, all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah. My 3 focuses for coaching, whether it be in a group setting or just one-on-one, is I'm really big on leadership. From having worked in retail, managing stores, managing a team, boy, there's a learning curve that goes along with that. But even since COVID, and because when COVID happened, I didn't go back to the retail setting, but I've still been in leadership roles. Now it looks like my kids' sporting events, I'm on the board for those, for soccer and wrestling and, things like that. And so it's a different level of leadership because you're now leading volunteers.
Yes.
So they're not getting paid to do this. How are you motivating them?
You know how you can tell someone who has leadership skills from someone who does not in one quick sentence?
Go for it.
All right. People who do not have those leadership skills down will tell you that heading up a committee or being a boss is like herding cats.
Yes. That's exactly what it is.
It is.
Yeah.
But once you develop those skills, then you're able to kind of anticipate, cut off, head off.
Yes.
You're able to, and I'm going to jump into one of yours just because it reminded me.
Yeah.
There was a guy, Jocko Willink.
Yes.
You know who I mean? SEAL team, whatever he was. Fabulous speaker. And he talks about this technique that he used. He never, ever, ever let anybody on his team take any of the hits for things that went wrong. If someone was getting yelled at, he was the team leader, he wanted those hits.
Sure.
When the things went right for the team, he wanted in the back, he wanted them to get all of the accolades.
Yes.
And to me, that really, truly is a tremendous leader.
That's a great leader.
That's a great leader.
It's unheard of to...
Yes.
Yeah.
In today's society, it seems to be a me.
Well, it's a boss. The difference between a leader and a boss is the boss says, you do this and you go there and you... A leader is in the trenches with their people.
Yes.
And There's nothing that they're too good to do.
You can tell people who've worked for poor leaders because when you ask them
Yes.
about their boss, well, yeah, he sits in his office all day and just plays solitaire on the computer and answers the phone.
Yes.
You don't know that 100% because you're not there, but that is the impression you've been led to believe because of just what you were saying. You
Sure.
do this, you do that, you do this, you do that. My own experience, I get a lot more mileage out of people by including them in the decision-making process.
Yes.
People will work more for praise and compliments than they will for money. And that's a researched out fact.
Oh, yeah.
That's a fact.
Yes.
But if you let them have a little skin in the game, if you give them a project and say, here's the tools, you have the knowledge, it's yours.
Yes.
And let them run with it. Watch what happens.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah, leadership would be a great one. I think I'm going to sit in and listen on this one too.
Yeah, so leadership, and then of course communication and being the best communicators that we can be. And making sure that the third coaching is just spiritually. Are you aligned with where you want to be, what you want to accomplish, having the right mindset, all of it?
Spirituality is so very important. If you are not grounded, if you are not connected
Yes.
with what's going on, you're going to miss it. And that doesn't necessarily mean I'm a Christian. Jesus Christ died for me. Okay, that's my belief, and I believe in God. But that doesn't mean that that's the only way you can be spiritually connected. One of my favorite authors of all time, Thich Nhat Hanh, a Buddhist monk from Vietnam, Plum Village in France. Just beautiful, beautiful stuff that he writes. And he talks about they're very, very selfless in their looks at how things work.
Yeah.
There's just so many different ways that you can connect with that spirituality and become one, because we are, just like the body we talked about earlier, everything's connected. We are all connected.
We are.
We are all connected.
Yes.
Walk into a room where someone is sour.
Ooh, you can feel it.
Where you can feel it. You are connected. And how? They don't even have to say anything, but you can sense it, you feel it. Yeah, we are totally connected. Yeah, spirituality would be another great one. Communication. You have something coming up here soon, right?
I do. My descriptive words course, you're going to want to sign up for this. I will put it in the comments section. Make sure you register for that. That's going to be Monday, February 9th at 6 p.m. That's Monday, 2/9/26 at 6 p.m.
And that is, let me look. Yep, that's 3 days.
Yes.
That is
Yes.
3 days.
You'll want to register, put it on your calendar so that you remember to show up.
Yeah, please do.
It's going to be good.
It will be good. You know, the English language is so fascinating. It's one of the most difficult languages in the world.
Yes.
And you are blessed to be here speaking it. And then there are so many ways to describe, let's say, even a color.
Oh, sure.
Okay, and she's in retail.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have fun with her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have fun with her. How many shades of blue can you give me?
Probably about 10.
Let's see.
Cornflower blue, which is my favorite Crayola color. Cobalt blue, royal blue, turquoise, sky blue, baby blue. They are different. What's that, 6?
Yeah.
I'm doing pretty darn good.
Azure.
Yes. What else?
I'm seeing it, but I'm not sure this is the right word. Would ocean blue?
Yeah. Ocean blue. Oh. I want to just call it Greece. The blue waters with the white buildings.
Yes.
Because you only really see that in Greece. So we're going to call it
Yeah.
Mediterranean blue.
Yeah. There's just so many different ways.
Navy.
Navy blue.
One more.
One more.
I'm determined.
Okay, one more. Turquoise.
There you go. Yeah. Look at that.
So, but there's so many ways. Do you remember Cyrano de Bergerac?
Wait, the name sounds familiar.
It was a play where he was, and Steve Martin, Steve Martin did a remake of it, Modern Time. But he just thinks this girl, Roxanne, is the most gorgeous thing on the planet. But because he has this big nose, he's very self-conscious and he does not want to.
Right.
And he just thinks she's wonderful. And the very handsome guy who has a very diminutive vocabulary. It's very small. And he thinks Roxanne's pretty sharp too. So Cyrano decides to try to help him by feeding him poetry. And you've seen playoffs on this where the guy's hiding in the bushes and telling him what to yell up.
Sure.
And somewhere through the line, this handsome guy tells him he has a big nose. And he says, "Oh, sir." And he goes through 10 different things of how he could have described it so much better, so much more colorfully by using the language. And we have this language, make use of it.
Let's use it.
Right. I'm angry. No, I'm disturbed. I'm perturbed.
Yes.
I'm peeved. I'm upset.
Yeah.
Use some words.
Part of that too is expanding your vocabulary. I think it's so important to look up the meaning of a word because I remember last year I had a conversation with my husband and we were trying to find the right word for something that we were describing. And I said one word and he said another and they sounded like two different descriptions and I can't even remember what it was. But he looked up his word and I looked up my word in the dictionary and neither one of us had it right. So we had to go back to the drawing board, but we found the word that we were trying to describe this thing. And it was like, wow, that was an interesting exercise.
Yeah.
Because what he thought his word meant isn't what it meant. And what I thought my word, I want to say it was something like, oh gosh, it was on the tip of my tongue. Something with an H. It escapes me, but
you guys got double though.
Yeah.
You both learned, right?
Yeah, we did. And since then, we always look up the word because we're like, that was eye-opening, what we thought we
thought you knew.
Yeah.
It's, I'm going to show my geek side of me.
Yeah.
I can remember, especially in high school, I would look up 10 different words a day. And I would read their meaning.
Yeah.
And I'd have them written down because that helped me to remember.
Yeah.
And then I tried to use as many of those as I could through the course of the day.
Nice.
And I can remember many times saying words and people,
what does that mean?
What are you talking about?
Sure.
And mom and dad were very, very supportive on that type of thinking. They were very big on education. And we played Scrabble forever and ever. And other games that had to do with math. And they really pushed that on us. Sadly, I did not carry that on with my kids.
No, but I think there's virtue. I like to keep my language as simple as possible. Thinking of just is whatever I'm describing, I try to describe it that a kindergartner could understand, like a 5-year-old. So I'm not big on using a large vocabulary, but having that in your tool belt doesn't hurt.
No, it does not.
I
think it played into me for chiropractic too, because as you branch into any profession, retail.
Yeah.
Okay. You have a language all your own for retail.
Yes.
That I am going to walk in and be totally flummoxed by.
Yes.
I can talk to an orthopedic surgeon, a neurosurgeon, a nurse, a physical therapist, and we can talk on a whole different level because the language is designed for us.
Yes.
In that profession, so we can be very, very descriptive.
Yeah.
I go in for my toe, and the doctor says, "What's going on?" I tell him, "Well, on the distal phalanx of the second digit on the left foot, I have some keratinized skin. I had a rough spot in the bottom of the second toe on the left foot." Okay.
Yes.
But we can be very, very specific with that language because we know it. Same thing, you could go in for retail and tell me,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
We have a lot of acronyms. It has to do with reporting, like the KPIs, the key performance indicators, the UPT, units per transaction. I mean, there's a lot of them.
but learning to use those words, learning to use your descriptive phrases, learning to be wise enough to hear what the other person is talking about and recognize, oh, they're not in retail. I have to tweak
Sure.
my conversation a bit so that they understand
Right.
I'm looking for things that really truly help me move my product off the shelf.
Yes.
A key performance indicator.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
that's the beauty of it. This is going to be a great course.
I know. I'm
You're
excited.
going to love this.
Yes.
You're going to love this.
Well, this is not goodbye.
Nope. This would be.
See you next time.
See ya.
Cheers.